What do you say about someone who gives your life meaning? What do you say about someone who's always there with support and understanding? Someone who makes sacrifices so that your life will be easier and more successful. But what you say is that you love that person and treasure her. I simply can't imagine the last 8 years without Nancy. The presidency wouldn't have been the joy it's been for me without her there beside me.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and welcome to this month's Live from at the Reagan Library. Remember, we do these on the first Wednesday of every month. Today, July 6, 2021, is the 101st anniversary of the birth of Nancy Davis Reagan and the end of her centennial year. As such, we're going to spend today's Live from looking at the past year of events, talking about how we're celebrating her birthday today, and talk about how you can come here to the Reagan Library for the first day issue of the United States Postal Service's Nancy Reagan Forever Stamp. So who was Nancy Davis Reagan? Well, she was a girl who was born in New York, who became an actress, a wife, a mother, the First Lady of California, and then the First Lady of the United States. She was born Anne Frances Robbins on July 6, 1921, and it was her mother who gave her the nickname of Nancy. She couldn't remember a time in her life when she didn't want to be an actress. And in 1949, she signed a 7-year deal contract with MGM. She made 11 films with them. Also in 1949, she met Ronald Reagan, then the president of the Screen Actors Guild. The two married in 1952 and had 2 children together. She became the First Lady of California when Ronald Reagan became our governor, and then of course the First Lady of the United States when he became our president. Mrs. Reagan once said it was through the ups and downs and life's and challenges at the White House that she learned what was most important to her. She learned how to serve. Probably her 2 most famous causes while she was in the White House was her Just Say No Drugs campaign and her foster grandparents program. The foster grandparents program matched older American citizens with children with disabilities. In fact, Mrs. Reagan got involved in the program when she was First Lady of California and then continued the program when she was First Lady of the United States. In the first 4 years of Ronald Reagan's presidency, the program grew from only 782 foster grandparents to nearly 19,000, serving 65,000 children. And of course, the story that everyone knows, in 1982, Mrs. Reagan was at an event at a school talking about the importance of knowing about drug abuse and anti-drug abuse, and a little girl raised her hand and asked Mrs. Reagan, well, what do you do if someone offers you drugs? And Mrs. Reagan smiled and said, well, you just say no. And a national campaign was born. Over the 8 years of the Reagan presidency, Mrs. Reagan traveled nearly 250,000 miles, both domestically and internationally, championing the cause. By the end of the Reagan presidency, there were over 12,000 Just Say No clubs across the entire world. So let's fast forward to just a year ago, July 6th, 2021. It was the 100th birthday of Mrs. Reagan, and we launched the Nancy Reagan Centennial. It was on behalf of her tireless efforts to this nation, to her husband, and to this foundation that bears her husband's name. The Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation and Institute launched the Nancy Reagan Commemoration Centennial, which included a year-long of events, special projects, and content-rich programming. In fact, just about a month and a half ago, back in May of this year, we traveled to Washington, D.C. to our Reagan Institute offices, and we held an all-day event. That event included 3 panels. One of the panels included White House historians, one of the panels included actual staff that worked for her at the White House, and one of the panels included her White House photographers. You can watch all 3 of those panels on our YouTube channel by going to youtube.com/Reagan Foundation. Then, just a month ago today, on June 6, 2021, First Lady of the United States, Dr. Jill Biden, hosted us at the White House for the actual unveiling of the United States Postal Service's Nancy Reagan Forever Stamp. The artwork was created by using the artwork from the official White House portrait of Mrs. Reagan, created by Aaron Schickler. Now here we are today, July 6, 2022, Mrs. Reagan's 101st birthday. If you live locally, it's not too late to come out. Starting at 10 o'clock today and running through the early afternoon, you can see them setting up behind me. The United States Postal Service will be here on site. Now, starting today, you can buy the Nancy Reagan Forever Stamp anywhere while supplies last. But we are the only location in the nation today where the post office is here, not only selling the stamps, but providing first day issue cancellations on those stamps. So if you're a stamp collector and you live nearby, come on out. Again, they start selling at 10 a.m. and go through the early afternoon. Now, if you do come out, please come by and stop as well for our 11 o'clock birthday program for Mrs. Reagan's birthday. The program includes music, a color guard, keynote remarks, and of course, birthday cake for everyone who attends. If you do want to come out, but you want a little bit more information about the schedule of today, you can go to our calendar of events on our website, reaganlibrary.com/events, and go to Mrs. Reagan's birthday on July 6th, and you will find all of the details. If you aren't able to come out, we are live streaming the birthday celebration on our YouTube channel. Again, that's youtube.com/Reagan Foundation. So as I just said, and you can see behind me, starting at 10 o'clock today, the United States Postal Service will be selling the stamps here on our property, as well as issuing first day commemoration cancellations. But of course, our museum store is also selling a lot of Nancy Reagan Forever Stamp merchandise. So while you're out here at the Reagan Library today, you can pick up a stamp and a first day cancellation from the post office, pick up some merchandise from us. But if you can't get here, of course, you can go to our website, reaganlibrary.com/store. Scroll down to the featured section, a featured product section, and most of the items, if not all the items I'm going to talk about today, will be right there. So I'm going to step forward here, show you some of the items that we are selling. Now, this is the image of the Nancy Reagan Forever Stamp, and it has been placed in our store on this beautiful notebook portfolio that you can pick up. And we've put this beautiful image on all sorts of things, from the portfolio to an actual 300-piece puzzle. This one I want to get and try for myself. We even have a, I'll take it out of the bag here, Nancy Reagan Forever Stamp scarf. You could buy yourself or a loved one. It's absolutely beautiful. So I will put that on and wear it today, figure out how to put it on. And we also have a, hope that isn't covering the microphone, Nancy Reagan magnet for your refrigerator or cabinet. And then we even have the image on both a black coffee mug and a white coffee mug. So of course you can get any of these items if you're here today in person or in our store anytime after today, but you can also buy it online anytime by going to our museum store website, reaganlibrary.com/store. Scroll down just a little bit to the featured product section. You will find all of these items. So as we wrap up today, I know I've been throwing a lot of websites at you, a lot of addresses at you, but I do want to remind you, please, if you don't already follow us on all of our different social media channels, please follow them. We provide different content on all the different pages. I know you're on Facebook right now. Thank you for that. On Facebook and on Twitter, we are simply at Ronald Reagan, really easy. But then on all of our other channels, which is YouTube, Instagram, and our just launched TikTok channel, we are at Reagan Foundation. All the content on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube are completely different from one another. So you can follow all of our channels and get all different types of content every single day. So again, at Ronald Reagan on Facebook and Twitter, and at Reagan Foundation on YouTube, Instagram, and our newly launched TikTok channel. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next month, and happy birthday, Mrs. Reagan.
I think it's all too common in marriages that no matter how much partners love each other, they don't thank each other enough. And I suppose I don't thank Nancy enough for all that she does for me. So Nancy, in front of all your friends here today, let me say thank you for all you do. Thank you for your love. And thank you for just being you.